Greetings and welcome inside another edition of Serving the Valley, a chance for us to put the spotlight on some outstanding service organizations across the state of Iowa, and specifically right here in the Cedar Valley. I'm your host, Eric Braley, and today we are featuring the Make-A-Wish Foundation, an outstanding organization across Iowa and here in the Cedar Valley. Joining me on the set here, Natalie Brecht and Donna Bash. Thank you, ladies, for coming.
Thank you, Eric.
I know you both have different roles and different reasons why you joined Make-A-Wish, because it does such great things. Let's start with you, Natalie. You've been with them for a couple of years and you work out of the Des Moines area office. What's your title and what do you do?
I'm the Director of Special Events for Make-A-Wish Iowa, so I get to work with all of our area committees on their fundraising events across the state.
And I know there are a lot of different events over the course of the year. There's a lot of different volunteers. We'll talk about some of them specifically, but these events are very important with what you're trying to do with Make-A-Wish.
Absolutely. Yep. Fundraising is very important to our wishes. The average cost of a wish is $8,800, and we're granting a wish every other day. So fundraising is very important.
And that's with this program. Hopefully the viewers watch and might be a volunteer or might be able to make a fiscal donation so that we can make many more wishes for Cedar Valley kids become possible. Donna, I know you have a unique story. You haven't been involved with Make-A-Wish for a long period of time, but why was it important for you to get involved at that volunteer level here in Cedar Falls?
Correct, Eric. And why I personally got involved, everybody has their own story, and I like to share with you and the viewers today. I got involved a year ago because I lost my husband to stage 4 terminal lung cancer, and that impacted my life greatly. And he gave me his wish, and I want to pay it forward by helping others, and I found my passion in life to help others heal. And that's why I was blessed with the opportunity to actually seek out Make-A-Wish, and that's what I did on my own. I Googled Make-A-Wish of Iowa and made sure I found a chapter, and I got linked up with Natalie's team out west, and I just dug my heels in and did the best job that I physically can. And I love it there, and they're very welcoming no matter what kind of situation you have, maybe just not like mine, but it's helping me heal as a person with my situation. But others give as much as they can, and it's just a wonderful place to be involved.
Well, I know the Make-A-Wish Foundation is better because of the volunteering that you do, most certainly, and I'm sure you've been able to meet a lot of interesting and awesome people in the past year with Make-A-Wish.
Absolutely, and the stories you hear, Eric, are such heartwarming stories across the board. I mean, the different family dynamics and then the different wish kiddos who I help with granting their wishes. It's just amazing how their different stories, I can personally relate to my life, and that's why I like to make them smile in the end.
Outstanding. Well, we thank you for all that you do, and throughout the program we'll be giving you contact information, many ways to get a hold of Make-A-Wish, whether it's your Facebook page, YouTube channel, website, or phone number as well. Volunteers can work for a day, can work for a week, can definitely help out in multiple areas. There you see on the screen the contact information for Make-A-Wish. But let's start at the beginning. How did Make-A-Wish start, and why did it begin, Natalie?
So Make-A-Wish started with a little boy named Chris. Chris was 7 years old and he had leukemia. And he was lucky enough that he had a friend in his family that was U.S. Custom Agent Tommy Austin. And Chris's wish was he wanted to be a police officer. He wanted to go out and catch bad guys. And Tommy Austin worked with the local police department to make that happen for Chris. He had his own little custom uniform. He got to drive a battery-operated motorcycle to get his motorcycle wings.
Awesome.
So it was a fantastic experience for him and for his family and for those volunteers.
And you can see pictures on the screen of Chris. How long ago was this? And
1980.
Okay.
Yep, that was the very, very first Wish experience, and that was down in Phoenix. And that's where Make-A-Wish America is headquartered today. But from there, it grew to 61 different chapters across the United States. We have global affiliates as well. So currently, we're granting a wish every 37 minutes.
Wow.
So, which is huge.
And these are all different types of wishes, from wanting to be a police officer to a lot of different things. across the United States of America.
Absolutely. It's whatever that child wishes for. So wishes are as different as the children who wish for them. We have kids that wish to go meet like their favorite basketball star or their favorite movie star, wishes that they want to be someone like a superhero or a police officer, wishes to go. We have a lot of kids that go to Walt Disney World or Hawaii or on cruises. And then wishes to have. We have some kids that'll do shopping sprees or play set or, just about anything.
Yeah, all different types of kids
Yeah.
getting their wishes granted. You look at it starting in the early 80s in Arizona. That's pretty impressive to see it spread kind of like wildfire to all 50 states. Donna, why do you think that this is something that is so valuable across the United States, and the fact that, yes, we have a Cedar Falls, Cedar Valley location, yes, we have an Iowa, but the fact that kids in New York, Alaska, all over are getting wishes granted?
That's a great question, Eric. And I personally feel that it is substantial to have this awareness across the United States and even, to the world, because we're all, in the end, we have our own battles. And, behind the closed doors, you just don't know what they are. And with illnesses, if it's with an adult, and now, we're focusing on children, it does make a huge difference in their lives as a child going through a traumatic situation like that. I mean, Make-A-Wish gives them hope and gives them strength, and most of the time they grow up to a healthy young adult, and this gives them encouragement to, hey, I'm looking forward to this wish, and I have this great memories with my parents and loved ones and friends and family, and that also builds upon, Eric, besides the child growing, as well as the family and the loved ones who are also involved. So I personally feel that it's an amazing situation for everybody across the nation to get together and help somebody who's in a situation like that and make their dreams come true and give them hope and love, and that's why I got involved.
Sure. So you look at the United States, how long has Make-A-Wish been in the state of Iowa, and why has it been growing progressively almost year after year, Natalie?
We started in 1987 here in Iowa. We have our main office in the Des Moines area, but then we have 11 area committees, including the one here in Cedar Falls. So they work to help us cover all 99 counties. We have over 500 volunteers, and wishes wouldn't happen without those volunteers.
You talk about 11 communities across the entire state, different cities like Cedar Falls, Waterloo?
Yep, absolutely. We've got them in western Iowa, eastern Iowa, all over the place, so that we can cover really that whole state. So if there's a kid, we can get to them.
Is there a lot of collaboration then between the Cedar Falls Waterloo Committee and others? I know that you have a lot of events across the state. Is there sharing of events?
We share a lot of information.
Okay.
So like when we started the walk here in Cedar Falls, I know they reached out to some other committees that also do walks to see, hey, what's working for you? And so it's great that even though we're separate, we're all working together to grant wishes for kids in Iowa.
And there are some photos from the Make-A-Wish Foundation activities and events going on. You might notice the trails there. A huge event. We'll touch on that throughout the course of this show as we spotlight Make-A-Wish Foundation. Talk about, Natalie, Iowa Today, the network of area communities, and the fact that I think you mentioned you have 12 or 13 people working for Make-A-Wish. Why are volunteers so important to help the full-time staff as you blanket the entire state of Iowa to grant these wishes?
Yeah, we do have 13 in our main office as staff, and then the rest are all volunteers. But the volunteers are really the ones that grant the wishes.
Okay.
When a wish comes in, a child is referred by either their physician, or their parents can refer them, or a child themselves can refer themselves.
Okay.
Then we'll work with their medical professional to make sure they're eligible for a wish. They just have to be between the ages of 2.5 and 18, and then they need a life-threatening medical condition. So they're not necessarily terminal cases. A lot of our kids grow up, but it just has to be a life-threatening medical condition. And once we've determined that that child is eligible, we'll send out volunteers to that family to meet with them to find out what their wish is. So.
And we saw on the screen there some pictures and images of people donating money, and we have people getting wishes granted. I know some of these stories are very amazing, and we do want to touch on some of them in the next segment. So we'll be back with more Make-A-Wish Foundation Serving the Valley right after this on Channel 15, Cedar Falls Community Television.
Join us for the Cedar Basin Jazz Festival, June 26th through 28th in Cedar Falls. Daytime entertainment features the greatest jazz musicians around, including the Saints Dixieland Band, Petra Van Noos, and River City Six. Friday night at the Sturgis Park stage behind the Ice House Museum, join us for Bruce Day and the Snosberries. Saturday night, Iowa's own the Nadas rock the stage at Sturgis Park. It's the 38th annual Cedar Basin Jazz Festival, June 26th through 28th.
Weekends are precious. Your vacation from the everyday. A time for road trips, getting together, and doing what you do. Weekends are for sharing good times with friends, a time to get out, and even give back. Share your weekends with Subway restaurants, and we'll share back. When you come in this weekend, you'll help support Make-A-Wish Iowa. So stop into your locally owned Subway this weekend and start making a difference. Subway, eat fresh.
Natalie Brecht and Donna Bash joining me, Eric Braley, here on the studio set as Serving the Valley promotes an outstanding organization. It's Make-A-Wish Foundation. Chances are you've heard about it, and now hopefully in this 30 minutes we can give you more detailed information about the history, about volunteering, how to get involved, and about how you can donate money to make some wishes become a reality and make some dreams come true. Donna, you shared your unique story about why you're a volunteer, but there's all different types of volunteers here in the Cedar Falls Make-A-Wish Foundation area. 20, 30 people potentially that volunteer time to help this organization. Talk about the different types of volunteers that you get to work with.
Absolutely, Eric. Well, first of all, Eric, I'm the co-chair of the Cedar Valley Committee.
Okay.
And with the volunteers, it's amazing how everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. And I look at it as, how do you give back to your community? And I am happy as the co-chair if you give 10 minutes, if you get an hour. I mean, whatever you could give is very precious to us at Make-A-Wish. And even some people will transpire emails to me back and forth with ideas and help out, or people come to our monthly meetings, or via phone calls. I mean, anywhere somebody could give is greatly appreciated to us at Make-A-Wish.
Talk about eligibility and what, if someone is watching this on screen and seeing these pictures and saying, I want to help, what do they need to do and how are they eligible to be a volunteer here?
They could call up Natalie in their office for Make-A-Wish Iowa and get connected with her, and then she'll pass on the information to myself as a co-chair, and we'll get them hooked up and active as soon as they can.
So what have you really kind of learned in the past year as a volunteer? And this is something that's near and dear to your heart, that you're going to be a volunteer for many years here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I learned that the more you give, it's rewarding. And I know people say that across the board with any kind of volunteering, and I'm personally a philanthropist for other organizations too, and it just warms my heart and soul to help others and make them smile. And with Make-A-Wish, they blessed me with this opportunity and sounding board to help me as a person grow. And that's huge, to give me more confidence in healing my personal situation. But like we said before, Eric, everybody has their own situation, and that's great.
Yep.
I mean, it's just coming together and helping a child grant their wish, and that's what we're here for. Everybody has different personalities and backgrounds, and it's wonderful that everybody just comes together at the end of the day to help a child smile.
That's outstanding. And it has to be very enjoyable to grant wishes. Yes. So talk about what you get to do with helping make sure that these wishes are fulfilled as far as granting wishes.
Okay.
Wide variety of wishes.
Right, absolutely, Eric. And I took a training course through Make-A-Wish to be an official wish granter. And that just takes, you know, a little bit of your time, not that much, and it was actually rewarding too, because you learn about, you know, Make-A-Wish, the background of Make-A-Wish, as well as the first wish like Natalie spoke about earlier in the segment. And when you actually get to grant a wish, it's an amazing feeling because you go with a co-wish granter and you meet the child at their home or a different location, and then I always spend time with the child asking them questions, like a fun interview.
Yeah.
Kind of like 20 questions and we
Like
play.
this.
Yeah, exactly, Eric. Just like this, a little different, in your living room like we are today. So with that said, is amazing because I have these questions and I always open up, Eric, to make them comfortable with me as I say, you know, my wish personally would be going to New York City and seeing a fashion show on a runway, having breakfast at Tiffany's, and then drinking a frozen hot chocolate.
Okay.
And that seems to warm them up, you know, and just so they understand that everybody's wish is different. You know, it could be a theme park, it could be going somewhere shopping, and that's what really is amazing about Make-A-Wish, is that it's really the child's dream and what they have, and we do the best possible way to grant that wish.
Wonderful. But all of this takes money, and that's why hopefully that some of the viewers here will be able to donate financially to make some of these wishes a reality. You have volunteers all across the state. Not all of them are as amazing as Donna. Just talk about how important what she does for this organization.
Absolutely. Volunteers like Donna are priceless because we need people that will go out in the community, that will lead our events, chair the committees. I mean, it takes a lot of time to do that. So we really appreciate people like Donna who are willing to give so much of their time. But there's also room in our organization for people who can't give that much time. You know, we'll take anything, and we can find a place for anyone.
Well, great. There you can see again more pictures. Natalie, you've been working for the organization for a while. You know of hundreds of Make-A-Wish stories. What are a couple that stick out that really meant something to you, that were inspirational?
The best part about Make-A-Wish is that the wish really is reflective of the child. And one of my favorite wish kids, his name is Miller, and when he was born with a heart condition, and so right after he was born, he went into surgery, and he spent most of his first 4 years of life in the hospital. And that meant that, you know, Dad stayed in the hospital with him and Mom was home with his sister, and so they were constantly separated and they couldn't really be a family. And Miller loved Cars, and so when the movie Cars came out, like I want to go see that in the theater, I want to see it in the theater. And he was sick and his goal was to get out of the hospital by then, and it didn't happen. But then they learned about Make-A-Wish. And so his wish was to go to Walt Disney World on a trip and get to see Cars at Walt Disney World. And that was amazing for the family because they all got an entire week together as a family. No hospitals, no tests. Mom and Dad, sister, brother, all together. Because it's not just Miller that was affected by his condition. It was also, you know, his sister didn't have both parents, and the parents didn't have each other, and it was a week where they could just be a family.
Donna, favorite story or two, as Make-A-Wish has granted wishes to many kids here in the area?
Yes, I feel with seeing the different wish kids, and for me, there's different highlights of each wish. Like I went to a child's home in Waterloo and asking her questions in her living room, and she expressed that she would love to have dinner with her family. I mean, how touching is that? Just something simple in life to want to be together as a family to have dinner. And there's other children who say different things like, my favorite thing is to go to Adventureland, you know, on a different level, or shopping with their mom, or even, you know, buying a beautiful doll or having a gaming room in their bedroom. Just the simple things in life that sometimes we as adults overlook and think like the big picture, well, we need to go somewhere fancy, when in the end I feel that family is the best thing, and that's where you find the love in your heart. And that's what the beauty is of Make-A-Wish, is that, you know, like Natalie said, there's Disney World trips, Hawaii trips, fancy trips, and there's also that smaller segment too that we grant. And that's what it means to me to help grant a wish, is interviewing the different children who have amazing stories across the board that we want to help.
All different types of wishes have
Absolutely.
been granted and will continue to be granted because of your hard work. We'll be back with the final segment of Serving the Valley Make-A-Wish Foundation right after this.
Join us for Movies Under the Moon in Cedar Falls. Enjoy family-friendly movies under the stars at Overman Park. July 24th, it's Night at the Museum. Live music by the Cedar Valley Acoustic Guitar Association starts at 6:30 with the featured film at dusk. Bring your blankets, lawn chairs, and appetite because there will be sodas and snacks available for purchase. Plus, Bike Check by Bike Tech will be back by popular demand. Movies Under the Moon is presented by the Hearst Center, Gallagher Bluedorn, and Community Main Street, with special thanks to our sponsors.
The Sturgis Falls celebration in Cedar Falls. No place like home. The Gateway Park stage will be rocking with Dylan Sires and Neighbors, the Brazilian Twins, Wicked Anderson, 16 Candles, Stackhouse, Checker and the Blue Tone, Arch Allies, the Salsa Band, Bob Dorr and the Blue Band, and Daphne Willis. Visit the Gateway Market and see the Budweiser Clydesdales on exhibit in Gateway Park, as well as the Sturgis Falls Car Show. No place like home at the Sturgis Falls celebration in Cedar Falls.
Welcome back to Serving the Valley Make-A-Wish. We've covered a lot of great information so far in the program. Again, encourage you to call them, go to the Facebook page, the YouTube site, watch these stories that talk about the wishes that have been granted. A ton of information out there, and we thank you, Natalie and Donna, for sharing information locally and at the statewide level as well. Natalie, let's talk about the basic committee information. I want to volunteer. What goes on maybe at a committee meeting, and how could someone like me as a new volunteer fit in?
Sure. The best way for a new volunteer to get involved is first you can go to our website, learn a little bit more about us. Okay. You can fill out an application online to become a volunteer. There is a background check that we do on all of our volunteers, and then depending on whether or not you want to be a wish granter, then we'll work with you on some training so that you're prepared for that. Our volunteer committees meet monthly. At those monthly meetings, they'll work to plan whatever their local fundraising event is. They'll talk about area wishes, and they'll also talk about other things that are happening in the community around Make-A-Wish.
A lot of exciting events across the state, but the biggest one really in our area is the Cedar Valley Walk for Wishes. It's a big event that a lot of people get involved in. Just talk about what that event is like if someone hasn't been involved before, Donna.
Yes, Eric, it's called Walk for Wishes, and we gave it a cute title of Running with the Stars. And that was an inspirational piece because Running with the Stars went back with Everybody's a Star. Mm-hmm. And to walk with us as wish families got involved and local celebrities got involved, and that really was the catalyst of making this a successful event. And it was a gorgeous day on Saturday, and we have wonderful, wonderful local community, people who backed us up for this wish. We had, variety of corporations as well as local businesses that stepped forward and supported us 110%, either with, donating money or physical attributes of volunteering, which really made that day extra special. And two, I heard people would come up to me and say, Donna, it was such a beautiful day and we had wonderful memories at the event. We would like to get involved with it next year because it was creating memories for the family on different levels was amazing. They said, I never talked to my dad like this before, and we spent that day in the morning bonding, and that to me really, tugged at my heartstrings to hear all these positive stories of people getting together as one. And even a relative of mine came in unannounced from Nebraska to support me and Make-A-Wish too. So that's how it touches everybody across the nation, like you asked before, Eric, about how does Make-A-Wish of America touch everybody. And it does. It's an impactful and moving experience for everyone. And I cordially invite everyone to get involved next year, walk, run, donate, create your own teams. And that's also was a catalyst too, that we had different teams, wish teams or local celebrities create teams, which really made it an exciting event for all. And a lot of our sponsors want to return. They told me right away. Say, Donna, I want to be involved right away before I even left, which is like super amazing. It's like I don't have to call you. It's like, okay, check that everybody wants to return for next year, which is a beautiful thing to have.
Well, it's a very good cause, obviously, and just like how Make-A-Wish Foundation started in the early 80s in Arizona, this Cedar Valley Walk has grown and will continue to grow because of your hard work and the volunteers. This has to be one of the bigger events that goes on around the state, the Cedar Valley Walk, but there are other events like galas and other types of things, aren't there, Natalie?
Yep, we do all sorts of events. It's just whatever fits that community the best. So we do galas across the state and golf outings and walks. So yeah, we're very busy at Make-A-Wish, but it's a lot of fun.
And you could be busy as well, just going to all these different communities and taking part in all different types of events that go on over the course of the year. Want to talk about UNI Wish Makers and that on campus. I know the UNI student body likes to give back to the community. Talk about this opportunity.
Yeah.
As you can see, a lot of UNI students with bright smiling faces making a wish and contributing.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to be able to work with UNI, with the UNI Wish Makers on campus. It's a student organization, and every year they work to fundraise for a wish. And they do all sorts of very creative events all year long. I think my favorite this year was their idea of flocking for wishes. And
Now what's this?
you could pay to have somebody's yard covered in flamingos.
Okay.
So it was really fun, and I think they really enjoyed it. That's one of the great things about working with the college kids is they always have great ideas.
Most certainly. A couple other ideas, Wishes in Flight and Wheels for Wishes. What are these events?
Yep, there are all sorts of ways you can support Make-A-Wish, and Wheels for Wishes is one of those. If you've got an old car, old boat, you can donate it to Make-A-Wish. We work with Wheels for Wishes, and then we can turn that into wishes. Wishes in Flight, about 70% of our wishes involve travel, and airline tickets are very expensive. So if you have some extra airline miles sitting around, you can go to our website and donate those miles. They never expire, and they're a great help to helping us grant those wishes.
And finally, Natalie, in the last minute or so, you see the contact information on the screen there. One final pitch for why someone should volunteer or give a couple dollars to help grant some wishes here in the state of Iowa.
Make-A-Wish just has such a great impact, not just on the child that you're giving the wish to, but also on their entire family. And also all the volunteers and the community members that get involved. It doesn't just touch that one child, everyone around them. It just fills everybody with joy. So.
Donna, you're one of the people that have been filled with joy. Why do you want people to join you as you continue your crusade to make wishes for people here in the Cedar Valley?
Because I feel it's a wonderful organization, just like Natalie said, and you could give as much time as you want, and that's what's amazing is no matter how much time you give, you see that instant love between the child and yourself, as well as just volunteering. I mean, it's just a nice way to give back to the community.
Well, I encourage our viewers to go online and to watch these videos, to hear these stories, to read about them on your website, your Facebook page, your YouTube. All the information you need is online. Just look for Make-A-Wish or Make-A-Wish Iowa, and the organization is going strong across the United States, but most definitely here in Iowa and also here in the Cedar Valley. Thank you both ladies for all that you do for Make-A-Wish, for granting these wishes. A new wish every how often here in Iowa?
Every other day.
Every other day.
Yep.
And across the United States?
Every 37 minutes.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and thank you for tuning in. Again, contact Make-A-Wish Foundation so that you can support these wishes. Thanks for tuning in to Serving the Valley here on Channel 15, Cedar Falls Community Television.